Going into this movie, the one big criticism that I had heard was that there wasn't enough Godzilla. This movie is 2014's Godzilla, by the way. Halfway through it, I didn't really understand the criticism. It felt like they were building up Godzilla in a really good way. They were parceling out his appearances really well. And then it kept cutting away from him in the third act. But before we get to any of that, we should probably talk about the characters and general whatevers. It feels like a weird choice to have the first part of this film set in Japan, with your main character being the son of two people that work high up in a nuclear power plant there, and then just have all of these people be white as hell. I mean, I say it's strange, it's not, it's Hollywood, it's to be expected, but it is still frustrating as hell. I mean, the only prominent Japanese character, hell, the only prominent person of colour in the cast is Ken Watanabe. I mean, and he's Ken Watanabe, he's great in everything, but he's still just Ken Watanabe. Some other Japanese people in this Godzilla movie, please. Our lead is Aaron Taylor-Johnson. I don't know his character's name, and I can't be bothered to go and find out what it is. This movie feels like it's partly meant to be about him and his family issues, but then the film just kind of forgets about his family, and he does too for most of the film. He brings out a photo of them before the big halo jump, and it feels like such a lazy and cheap way to remind you that, hey, yeah, no, he has a family, remember? Ugh. Now, let's talk monsters, because they look great. 2014 was kind of the perfect time to make this, because it was right when CGI at this scale was getting properly good. I mean, I'm not saying that movies before this didn't have great CGI, they did, but filling a movie with CGI like this and not having it feel so PS2 couldn't really be achieved until around this era. I really like that they maintained the man in a suit vibes behind the scenes with the use of a man in a mocap suit. That's just neat. Gareth Edwards knows how to direct for scale. Everything feels big and we feel small. Everything has a real weight to it. It all just really works. However, and this is a big however, you're not coming to a film called Godzilla to see the start of a fight with Godzilla for only to cut away to a bunch of humans running around doing whatever. It happens multiple times throughout this final act, and it's so frustrating every single time. When you have Ken Watanabe in your film saying,
"Let them fight,"
you'd better fucking show me them fighting, for God's sake. What we get looks great, I just wish we had far more of it. This is the start of the Monsterverse, and here we get their version of the MCU's SHIELD in Monarch. They are the big monster task force, and they're fine, but that's mostly because of Sally Hawkins and Ken Watanabe. You can't help but love both of them, so, you know, that's a win. Overall, it's an enjoyable enough time. It's constantly moving and keeping you engaged, which works well. There's some great sequences, like the bizarre tense horror that is the halo jump, which is aided by Alexandra Desplat's score. It all does a really good job, but I think where the film falters is when it comes to the kaiju action or lack thereof. The film really feels like it has an inability to show you what you want to see, which is a real shame. When you're coming to a film called Godzilla, you want to see Godzilla, not humans. I want to see these monsters fight. I want to see why Godzilla is being called a saviour at the end of this film. Why are you cutting away? It's from the big blockbuster approach to the indie next, with Colossal starring Anne Hathaway, the last movie on this list that I have seen before.